Welcome to this episode of Ask the Guitar Coach, the only podcast where you get answers to all your guitar-related questions. If you're interested in developing your guitar skills and reaching your music goals, please send me an email at the email address ioannis@ioannis.org. That is IOANNIS at IOANNIS.org, so that I can let you know about all the different packages of elite guitar coaching and how you can get private coaching by me. Without further ado, let's go to our question for the day. Why are you so interested in sponsoring deals? Well, it's true that I've mentioned several times that I spent a lot of time working with sponsoring deals, and I've had some really good sponsoring deals from very good companies related to guitar and music. I was very fortunate that way. I've had several year partnerships with Ibanez guitars and with Line 6 amplifiers, with Roland, with several manufacturers, and I'm very happy to have been associated with all of them. So why would one be interested in sponsoring? So that's a really good question. There are different reasons, and there are definitely different reasons for beginners versus advanced players. So I'm going to try to examine both of them, and I'm going to start with beginners. Now, for beginners, there's two main reasons. The first one is financial. If you have a guitar that would cost a couple of $1,000s, a beginner is usually younger in age, so he doesn't have this kind of cash. So if you can get a sponsoring in which he's going to get this guitar for free or even for half price, this is a really good deal for him, because he doesn't need to save so much money to get a guitar. So provided he's a good enough player to get the company's interest, if he managed to secure the deal, there is a definite financial advantage. The second reason why a beginner is interested in sponsoring is obviously the ego part of the equation. It's amazing if you're a young player to be accepted by a major company, by a world famous company, as part of their family of artists. It gives you a definite sense of accomplishment. So that's a very strong point, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's nice to be accepted, it's nice to feel that you're part of a group, especially when this part of the group is part of an elite group that has been chosen by some of the, let's say, important people in the field of music. So if you get the sponsoring, I know when I got the sponsoring from Ibanez and I was not a young kid, I was very proud that I got this sponsoring from that company, since I've been using those guitars for 20 years. So there is an element of ego there, but this is definitely not the only thing. And now let's move on to why an intermediate or advanced player would be very interested in sponsorings, and this is mostly why I'm interested in sponsoring the last decade or so. Securing a sponsoring deal from a major company has another very important element, and this is the huge networking value that you get. Because as I mentioned earlier, you are now part of the family, or the family of artists. So for example, when I would be recording a CD, I would contact EMG pickups. I work with EMG pickups for 10 years now, and I would be able to get in touch with other artists that are also sponsored by that company much more easily than someone who had no affiliation with that company would be. So if I wanted to get in touch, for example, let's say who uses Zakk Wylde, I could do that through EMG pickups. So it's very important because it's networking. You now belong to a common family of artists, and it's much easier to make a connection with another artist. And this is going to be very useful, not for ego reasons, not for financial reasons directly, not because you will get the free pickups, although this is always nice. I've gotten probably more than 50 pickups from EMG, and this was all an amazing experience. But this is not the important thing. The important thing was the networking, that I got access to all those amazing artists, and this was much more important than saving money on pickups. So this is something which might be a little bit overlooked by beginners, but it's the most important thing for intermediate and advanced players who want to become solid professionals and spend their career in music playing guitar. So there you have it. These are the reasons why I believe that securing a sponsoring deal is important. I hope this was a helpful video, and I will see you on the next episode of Ask the Guitar Coach. Until then, keep sending me your questions and I'll do my best to answer them in a future video. Bye bye.